Is my little bookworm excited?
Yes. Yes, we are. Okay. Got more than one bookworm in the room. Okay.
Yep. Chapter 4, Under the Bridge.
Said all of the main boys were something like classic.
Well, I said
In
most
what
of them.
world?
I said most.
Is the Headless Horseman a classic supernatural?
I said, and also, it's not exactly the Headless Horseman.
What's that mean?
You'll find out. I can't say much else. I can't give it away.
Well, he's without a head.
He has no head, though. And
That's
he rides
a little
motorcycle.
concerning.
There you go.
Just because he rides a motorcycle doesn't really feel like it connects to the fact that he has no head. I gotta be real.
I mean,
I was probably out for more than a few minutes when I started to come to. Oh, did you want to reintroduce?
hey guys, we're back. Alright.
I don't know if you're doing it after every time we hit that, or...
No, I'm just like cutting in and out.
Wait,
now and then.
let me crunch. How?
Okay. I don't think I heard the crunchiness, sadly.
I don't think you can hear it, but I'm
You know,
I'm okay with that. You don't need to hear my crunching.
Speaking of crunchiness, I'm quite peckish as well, so I'm gonna be right back too.
Okay.
One moment, ladies and gentlemen. Just... Oh. Okay, go ahead and move. Hi. Hello, people. We're back.
Food in mouth.
Mm-hmm. Not munchy crunchies. Did you read this?
No.
Go ahead.
Wait, let me crunch.
Okay.
Okay, look. I need water. I talk for too long to not have water on standby. Okay. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay. I was probably out for more than a few minutes. When I start to come to, I realized I must be lying on the sofa. I could hear the others arguing.
You could have at least tried to catch her.
Just let me fall! Oh, who is it?
This is Ewan.
Oh, what was his voice?
I don't know. What was it?
I don't... My hands were full, as you might have noticed. With your head?
Wait, did I do Ewan last time?
No, I think I'd... No, I think you did.
No, I did. I'm so sorry.
You did.
I did do
Who is this?
Beautiful. Oh, it's Brenna. Okay.
I nailed it!
Brenna, it's not funny. By the way, I would
Is
recommend
this
giving
still her?
British voice for Brenna.
A British voice. High-pitched?
More so like,
My range?
you know, like sort of sassy.
A posh British
Yes,
accent.
posh.
A little sass, okay.
Yeah.
His hands were full.
Mark, couldn't you have reached her before she hit the floor?
Ah, they're talking about me. Oh, this me. I didn't see a need. I highly doubt a fall from that height would seriously harm her in the first place.
Are you calling her short? I have to warn you, she's always hated that.
That jerk. I'm not short. I'm just a little vertically impaired. I groan, and my tired eyes open so that I can tell him off.
And tried to open my eyes.
Oh, and tried to open my eyes so I can tell him off.
Madison, are you
Whoa,
okay?
you're close! The first face I saw was Corvin zooming over me, looking concerned.
Easy, you don't want to move around too fast just yet.
I thought I saw...
You did see it.
I bolted upright.
It was me. Wait, how did I do your voice?
Yeah,
I think it was
it was good.
It was me. Sorry. I didn't know a newbie was in the club, or I would have stayed away.
I stared up at him. His head was where it should be. Thank God. Oh, I, didn't recognize you without your head. Who was it?
Sorry, I had to... That's Brenna. Okay, go ahead.
Random chick. Me?
Yes.
British?
Yes.
That does make things difficult. The unfamiliar black-haired girl was still laughing. I didn't find the situation funny at all, to be honest. At all funny, to be honest. I don't think we've met. The girl bounced across the room, pushed Corbin out of the way, and bounced onto the sofa right next to me. I already like her. She had no concept of personal space. She was practically sitting on top of me.
Sorry, I'm chewing.
Yeah.
Sorry, Corbin, one moment.
Corbin, let us nom in peace!
Brenna, that was my foot.
So you're the new girl? She looked up and down, almost as if sizing me up. She was pretty, but her gaze made me feel really uncomfortable. She leaned in really close, staring into my eyes. A deep frown creased her brow. I stood carefully just to give myself some space to breathe. Corbin stood too, reaching out to steady me when I swayed slightly on my feet.
Are you okay?
I'm just trying to work out at what point I fell down the rabbit hole, so maybe I can climb back out. Corbin patted my shoulder gently.
Maybe Allie should take you home now. I don't think we really made this very easy on you today. It's been a while since we had a new member in your exact position.
Yeah, the trick with Headless Boy blocking the doorway isn't one I recommend for new members.
Poor Ewan. He's just coming up to the club, man. He's just coming up to the club, man.
Oh, I can't.
Funny.
Come on, Madison. Core's right. Probably best to get you out of here for a while.
I didn't argue. I definitely had enough of the Paranormal Mysteries Club for one day. Allie led me out of the room and I just followed obediently, still in a daze. The moment I stepped into the hall, the voices of the others completely faded away. I looked back once, but all I saw was an empty classroom. How does that... I mean, if someone sees us walk out of there or something...
Like I said earlier, the spell is designed to do what it makes to protect the secret. It can alter perception or even memories to ensure that no one notices anything.
I see.
I know it's a lot. I'm sorry. If I could have warned you, I would have. Please don't be mad at me.
The more I thought about it, the more I realized she probably couldn't have done things differently. Well, she didn't have to shove you into the room. It's not like I'd believed her if she told me the truth during the drive to school. As much as I wanted to, I couldn't really fault her there. It's not your fault, okay? I'm just a bit overwhelmed.
That's understandable.
I'm sorry I freaked out.
I'm sorry we scared you.
She put her arm around my shoulder as we headed towards the stairs. We didn't say much for the rest of the walk to the car. That was weird. That was weird.
We gotta walk to the car.
Yeah. Right as Allie was about to get onto the driver's side, I stopped. This is all real, isn't it? I'm not crazy.
It's real, and you're not crazy. At least no more than you were yesterday.
Cute.
After you've had time to process it, it'll probably seem a lot less scary. In the end, despite everything, we're all pretty much just normal high schoolers.
Someone was walking around without a head. In what universe does that constitute as a normal high schooler? She just laughed slightly and motioned towards the car.
Come on.
Was it like this for you? I mean, when you found out you were a witch.
I guess it wasn't so sudden. I started seeing things. Weird things first. I thought I was going completely bonkers, and I was afraid to tell anyone, especially Mom and Dad. Mom is busy with her research, and Dad is busy with the company. I didn't think either of them needed to deal with their daughter losing her mind.
She gave me a long, serious look.
I tried to deal with it alone for months. You at least have the rest of us. It'll make a big difference. I managed to get myself into some serious trouble. There are a lot of pitfalls in this world if you don't know where they are. Normally, we help educate people and get them to read up and learn things on their own as they know what to expect. I didn't have anyone to do that for me, though. I nearly died. My magic went completely haywire, but this one particular wizard helped me. He introduced me to everyone else, and I realized I wasn't alone.
When did all this happen? You never said a thing. I mean, texting you with, "Hey, I'm a witch," was probably the last thing on your mind, but... I wish I'd been there for her. I was freaking out as it was. I couldn't imagine dealing with all of it completely alone. no support. Even if I couldn't have known what she was dealing with, I felt like a really bad best friend.
It was almost 3 years ago. No need to worry about it now. Of course, now that you do know, you better be prepared for all the rants about magic and every witchly thing, like brooms. People actually ride them. I cannot for the life of me figure out how they manage it. Having a stick jam between your legs is the most uncomfortable thing ever. That line. I'm sorry. By the way, did you read this? Because I did not hear it.
No, I definitely did not yet.
Okay.
I was just laughing for a minute there, don't mind me. I couldn't deny it sounded uncomfortable when she put it that way, and rather suspicious to be honest. Oh gosh. Haven't quite gotten the hang of it then.
Sorry, hold on.
Are you eating again?
I'm sorry, I was trying to get...
Wolves!
I'm sorry!
I put my food down when we started.
I'm sorry.
You should too.
It is technically down. Alright. Yeah, no, definitely not.
We had a good laugh over that, and I found myself relieved that Allie was, well, still Allie. I knew her crazy secret, but it felt like nothing had changed except the topic of conversation. That was comforting. She dropped me at my house, promising she'd text to check on me. After the drive and the hot shower, I was able to put things into perspective. Millions of people dreamed of something magical happening to them, and here I was having it actually happen to me. Okay, I could do this without the I could. Okay, I could do without the headless fellow club member thing. That was creepy. Why is he headless anyway? And the thought of being a fairy or something that was fairy or something was just alright weird and still uncomfortable, but it was kind of cool in a way.
Right.
I went to bed promising myself to have a more open mind the next day. The next morning, I woke early and texted Allie that I'd meet her down by the neighborhood entrance instead of at my house. I thought a morning walk would help clear my head and get me prepared for the crazy that awaited me at school. And I was kind of worried about facing Mom and being able to act normal. She always had the weirdest knack for figuring out when something was bothering me. I still needed time to get my head around all of this before trying to work out how to successfully keep it from my family. Especially Spencer. I couldn't deal with him while this was hanging over me. I just quickly said I wanted to take a walk before school and slipped away while Mom was getting ready for work. It was noticeably colder than it had been the day before. Well, it was the middle of October after all. In a couple of weeks, we'd already be into November. The leaves were... This is so pretty.
I know.
The leaves were all just waiting for a good fall storm to come and knock them down. I adjusted the strap of my book bag and tipped my head up, taking a long, deep breath of cool air. Walking in the morning sun made yesterday afternoon seem even farther away. Everything was just normal. The world looked at it as it always had, and yesterday seemed more like a weird dream. It was hard to brace myself for something that didn't even feel real yet. I shook my head slightly and kept walking. Ahead of me was a little creek and a bridge that went over it. It's so cool. I've been wanting to take some reference shots, though I didn't think I'd had time. It might not hurt to look at. It might not hurt to at least stop and get some ideas for angles, though. Allie had to drive by there to get to the entrance anyway, so it's not like I'd miss her. I slowed my steps as I reached the start of the bridge, peering down to where the creek turned away and vanished into the trees. Pretty. Maybe it wouldn't hurt to take 1 or 2 photos while I was there. I reached into my bag to find my phone. What the heck?
Come by.
I paused, tipping my head to the side. Was that a voice? I stood still and listened. Sure enough, there was a faint voice muttering in raspy sing-song. It sounded like it was coming from under the bridge.
Currants and gooseberries, ripe like barberries, figs to fill your mouth, citrons from the south, sweet to tongue and sound to eye. Come by, come by.
There really is. Someone really is on.
You can do it. You can do it.
I did it.
I didn't hear it.
Oh. Someone really is under there.
There we go.
The creepy voice, which continued to sing, conjured images of every old fairy tale I've ever read. Still, I wondered if it was a homeless person. If I listened carefully, I could hear them puttering around down there as they hummed. It was awfully cold for someone to be staying under the bridge. I bet the neighborhood association would have a heart attack, too. I probably shouldn't look. I didn't really want to look. But I mean, whoever it was couldn't just stay under there. It would probably be best to let someone know so they could help them find a more reasonable shelter. I found myself carefully picking my way down the embankment, one hand on the lower edge of the bridge to steady myself. That voice stopped the moment my feet started crunching through the dried leaves. Shoot, what if it's someone dangerous? Whoa, this is a very different outlook. My heart was in my throat as I carefully peeked under the bridge. I expected just a raggy old man in dirty clothes. What the heck? Instead, I came face to face with impossibly large moss-green eyes and a mouth so wide as my head, giving me a toothy smile. I froze. Can I go back up? What the heck?
What?
The eyes blinked. I froze. The eyes blinked. Next one.
Oh,
I blinked.
You said back up. I was like, what do you want me to go back?
Oh, no. I think our main character should just reverse.
Oh.
I was really prepared and expecting a lot of things, but I was not expecting this very detailed drawing. I don't know why. Whatever it was reached towards me with a gnarled hand. I let out a shriek and staggered back.
You're back! You're back!
Freaky joints unfolded and huge feet shuffled towards me. The thing was massive, much bigger than I'd realized at first. I tried to scramble away.
Come with me. I'll help. I know how to help.
I threw my book bag at the creature's face and tried to run up the slippery embankment. A clammy hand clamped around my wrist, pulling me back towards the creek. I screamed again, desperately trying to pry the fingers off. Let go! Let go! Its grip tightened and it chuckled with a rusty voice.
Come away. Come.
Oh, it's Faye!
Yeah.
You like how I got it from come away? I'll tell you why later.
Okay.
I looked back, terrified, as it dragged me down the creek bank. Suddenly, there was a heavy weight against my back and two soft hands covering my eyes.
I don't know who this is, so don't look. You mustn't look at goblin men. That's what the old poems say, isn't it? Is this Brenna? Oh, yeah, okay.
Go back.
Yeah. Wait. Okay.
One more.
No.
No, wait, who is this?
Brenna.
Oh, British girl.
Yeah.
I was like, who's that? Don't look. You mustn't look at goblin men. That's what the old poems say, isn't it? The whispered voice was familiar. That girl from the club yesterday? What was her name? Brenna? Help! Come on now, let her go. There was a soft menacing hiss next to my ear, and suddenly my wrist was free. I tore myself away from Brenna and nearly in tears scrambled back towards the bridge. I clawed my way up to the side of the embankment and bolted for the entrance, my heart still in my throat. As my feet pounded against the pavement, I heard a hoarse, raspy voice rustle after me, but this time I couldn't make out the words. By the time I reached the entrance, I was completely out of breath. I kept looking over my shoulder, expecting to see that thing clamber up to the road for me, but neither it nor Brenna was anywhere in sight. What was that? A few moments later, I saw Allie's car crest the hill and come quickly towards me. I sagged with relief, barely waiting for her to stop completely before climbing in.
What's wrong?
I swear I could never hide anything from her. There was something under the bridge. Allie glanced in the rearview mirror.
Something?
I shook my head, still trying to catch my breath. Just go, please. My voice was completely hoarse. I wondered if anyone heard me screaming. And what had Brenna been doing there? I suppose I shouldn't question that. She definitely saved me. Allie and I drove in silence, but she kept giving me sidelong looks, yeah. I kept checking behind us, just in case. Allie was nice enough to wait until I calmed down before asking about it, and that was just about when we reached the school.
Okay, now tell me.
I don't know. I was going over the bridge and I heard a voice. I shouldn't have looked. I definitely should not have looked.
What was it?
I'm not sure. It looked vaguely person-shaped, but it had huge teeth and eyes. It tried to grab me. I pulled up the sleeve of my jacket and showed her the distinctively hand-shaped mark on my forearm.
Whoa, you okay?
I nodded.
Come on, let's go up to the club room. I don't want to sit out here in the cold.
I just nodded again and followed her as she started into the school.
How'd you manage to get away from it?
She was speaking quietly, but there was no one around to hear us anyway. Brenna actually showed up and helped.
Brenna did?
Why,
She just doesn't usually get involved in things unless she has to. I guess that does kind of narrow down what it might have been, though.
How so?
Well, normally something like that could have been just about anything. There are tons of nature spirits, elementals, ghosts that lurk about. But Brenna typically doesn't take an interest in things
There are
unless
ghosts.
it involves the Fae.
Why's that?
Well, she is one.
Right?
A fairy, that is.
I'm just glad she was there. It was trying to drag me into the woods.
Well, for the time being, I think it would be best if you don't go checking out any more voices until you've learned a little more about this world. Especially this time of year.
This time of year?
There's always a peak of activity in the paranormal community before Halloween and Samhain. It's best to be a little cautious this time of year. No more checking out weird voices, and until you've learned a little more about what to expect and what to avoid, no more walks by yourself.
I could definitely agree with that. I looked at my forearm again. It was going all moltly and purple. It was definitely going to bruise.
Sorry, I clicked that too fast.
No, you're good. I read the end.
Okay.
Are you shoving food in your face again? Are we taking a snack break?
Taking a snack break. Hold on. Lunch real quick. What type of snack do you got?
Ready for how boring this sounds?
Mm-hmm.
I have dried apple crisps.
Mm.
And by that, I mean they're just like slices of apple that are dried.
I got pirate booty.
What?
That little white popcorn stuff.
The duality of man.
Oh, dear lord.
Come on, let's go out. You can stay in the club room until you calm down and feel better, okay?
What about class?
Well, we're given a little more lenience when it comes to being late. I mean, a lot of the teachers are cryptics, you know? We can get you a pass later.
Or a late pass.
What?
The principal, too.
Has that always been the case?
Well, you didn't think there would be a paranormal and magic people in the school without the staff knowing, did you? The truth is, there are a lot of places that are sort of hubs for the supernatural community. This town is like that. There are a lot of us here. So the school is definitely a bit of a haven for people like us.
Walking into the club room wasn't quite as weird as yesterday. At the very least, this time the weird shift from reality to not reality was less jarring. I went straight to the sofa and flopped down face first into a throw pillow. Is it always like this?
Well, yes and no. I mean, it's always pretty wild, but you quickly learn how to handle it all. When to stick your nose in and when to stay out of things. Here.
I looked up to see her holding out a bottle of water for me. I took it from her as she sat down.
here's the plan. I think you should go to the library and do some reading. The more you know about other cryptics, the more you'll be able to handle situations that come up. That's important for all of us. Knowledge is power and all that.
What about you?
I'm going to call the agency and have them check on that bridge occupant.
The agency?
Yeah, the Cryptic Management Agency. We kind of mentioned them yesterday, remember?
Yesterday's a bit of a blur, to be honest. I just remember something about a registration office.
It's part of the agency. Like I mentioned, there's actually a government organization dedicated to dealing with the paranormal.
And they're the reason I couldn't go hide in my closet and pretend none of this happened.
Basically, yeah.
So some government agency handles things like the bridge occupants?
Well, yes and no. The Department of Paranormal Regulation is an umbrella organization for several smaller groups. But those are all federal groups. Locally, we get a management agency.
A management agency?
I guess you can think of them as being similar to local law enforcement. They have several departments that all basically try to keep the peace where cryptics are concerned. For the most part, they protect humans and try to keep cryptics from disturbing normal society.
I see. I think. It sounds hard.
It can be. A lot of cryptics fit in with humans, but so many of them just don't. They're too alien, too wild. Some aren't even sentient. Anyway, the local agency has a department that handles this sort of thing. Containment and control.
And doesn't the club, work with them or whatever?
Yep, I do too, personally. Part-time. But not everyone in the club does. Anyway, no need for you to worry about any of that. Right now, I want to show you something you're going to love.
She stood and led me to the door in the back of the classroom. I followed behind much more slowly. Is this something that's going to freak me out?
Yes, but in a good way, I promise.
I watch her dubiously as she raps 3 times, then pushes the door open. I peek over her shoulder, wondering what exactly she thought I was going to love so much, in what I assumed was a closet. What?
Surprised?
What? Yeah, I was surprised. There's a massive library of awesome hiding behind that door. Of course I am. How? There has to be some sort of space bending, alternate dimension craziness, or something.
It's something like that.
She took my arm and pulled me into the library. My morning had just gotten 1,000 times more awesome.
Basically, Madison, just about anything is possible with magic. We can get to multiple places from the door in our club room, but from inside the library, that door will only lead back to the club.
Is that why you knocked like that?
Yeah, the different patterns and numbers of knocks determines where you end up. There's obviously a limit, so none of the patterns are too complex.
Okay, this whole thing is weird and scary, and I'm not entirely sure I'm okay with any of it, but this part is so cool.
Aw, is my little bookworm excited?
Yes! Yes, we are, okay? Got more than one bookworm in the room, okay?
Yep.
Yes, she is. I thought you meant I should do reading at the school library or something. Allie laughed as she waved to a bookish man behind a dark wooden desk. He immediately left off what he was doing. Okay, sure, that's a weird way to phrase it, but okay. And came towards us. Whoa.
Madison, this is Velos. Name. He's one of the caretakers of this place, and he's also a wizard.
It's nice to meet you. He really didn't look at all like a wizard, but he nodded politely.
No clue. I give up.
Oh, do I have to do it?
I'm not gonna even try.
Does that mean I have to do it?
Yes, please.
Oh. And what can I do for you? Trying to be polite. Trying to be posh.
Velos, this is Madison. I told you about her.
Ah, yes. The new member of your club, I recall. He had a fairly prominent accent. Dang it. Of some kind. It sounded like he might be from Eastern Europe somewhere. Then again, for all I knew, this entire library was in Eastern Europe somewhere.
Well, there was a kind of incident this morning.
He raised his eyebrows as he looked at us over the top of his glasses.
I was just about to go contact the agency. In the meantime, I thought Madison could just stay here for a while, maybe read up on various cryptics.
Yes, give me a list.
Since she's still kind of new to all this, I was thinking she could start with something basic and go from there. Just something to start getting herself educated, especially considering how close we are to Samhain.
Do I have to do an accent?
I mean, you don't have to if you don't want to.
I don't know if I can do a British accent. British accent is the only accent I can do.
Also, I've always wanted to look at your full outfit. Now I can. Okay. Let's
Now
continue.
you can. He reminds
What?
he reminds me of My Next Life as a Villainess.
Mm.
The blue hair guy with the outfit and everything, and the low ponytail, and the glasses.
Alas. If only these characters were adults and he was an option. Sadly not. Anyways.
Yes, this is a dangerous time to be coming into this world. Why? Dangerous? What exactly is so dangerous? I don't know why I said it like I was...
Well, you literally asked why, so here's some exposition.
Yeah. She'd said something about an increase in paranormal activity.
I'll try to explain it later.
Thanks. In the meantime, I'm sure we can locate some useful information for you, if you'll follow me. Well, that wasn't at all foreboding and concerning. I wandered after him, still looking around at all the books. What about when classes start?
I told you not to worry about that today. Just stay in here and read for a while.
Velos?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Velo stepped behind his desk, shuffling around for something in a stack of papers. What sort of cryptic are you? I don't know. Sorry, it's still kind of I'm still kind of that's the word. We're still kind of fuzzy on that one. I see. Then what particular species would you like to research? If you're a beginner, I would recommend one of the more common species as a starting point. Many of them have subclasses you can delve into for further reading if you like. He slid his... Yes! A list! He slid a sheet of paper across the desk towards me. Perhaps something on this list? Okay, all of our main characters are going to be on this list, yes?
This is where the boy's choice is.
Oh, okay.
So, okay. I'm really surprised
Okay,
there
can I
should be
just...
another option on this list, but it's for some reason not there. And I'm
Well...
guessing it's because we had no points with them, that's why. Vampire, we didn't talk to Elliot, so...
He's a vampire, right? I'm right!
Yeah, sorry. That one was obvious. I don't even need to explain.
That was also obvious.
But yeah, no, yeah,
Okay,
so,
fairy is Mark. Or would it be...
Do you think
I
it's
don't...
Mark
Like, human
immediately?
psychics is a weird one, so I'm kind of thinking that one's, my cute little shy bean. Yeah? Werewolves we know. Witches and wizards is... What's his face? I don't even know what his name is. Corvin! Fairies... I guess fairies is Mark and... What's his face? I don't know any of their names yet.
Ewan?
Yeah, Ewan. Because I don't... No, wait, or is Ewan's not an option yet because, he's the main route?
No, Ewan's an option.
He's in, like, all of them are options right now?
Well, except for
None of them are locked?
2 of them are locked right now because we don't have vampire.
2 of them are locked.
Yep.
Oh, right, there's 6 guys. Wait, who am I forgetting?
You're not forgetting anyone.
Oh, I'm not.
You're just guessing
Okay.
somebody the wrong supernatural.
Can you guess which one? I know which one I'm gonna... Can you guess which one I'm gonna choose?
No.
No, guess which one I'm gonna choose. I know for a fact which one I'm gonna choose right now.
Do you wanna do the bean?
Yeah, I wanna do the bean.
You do or don't?
Yeah, I do.
Oh, you do?